20 minutes north of the city, you know, east of the city. You
Sure.
don't have to go that far. And now you're talking about bears
Mm,
coming in and doing damage to your property.
right.
Usually you will have, amazingly, if you're going to get rats, you'll still get them in the country, and they're not small little things, and they like to do a lot of damage. And so insurance is going to assess moose. Moose are caught traveling now just north of, in the north end of Oshawa. We've had moose. You
Wow.
know, coming down in Cobourg and Port Hope, they have moose coming into town.
You
So
wouldn't think, but yeah, wow.
I love moose, and they're gentle animals, but they're huge and they are animals, and they can do a lot of damage if they get stressed and they get caught in the city. You
I
know,
was going to say, I'm surprised I haven't heard moose described as gentle animals because I've heard they'll like charge a car or something like that.
they'll
So,
charge a car, and one of you are going to die, and it's usually not the moose.
right.
But I mean, I spent a lot of time observing them, and maybe it's my roots, you know, from Newfoundland, where moose are plentiful and you observe them and all that. But yes, they're not to be reckoned with. But in the country, you will have a lot more of them, and they are looking, you know, they are coming more into communities. And you got to understand also that when we go out now, you take since COVID and everything was locked down. One of the things that happen, you can go up to Algonquin, for example. I'm an Algonquin lover. I
Mhm.
go many times a year in all seasons, and
Mhm.
I'll do the hiking, I'll do the photography. I will sit for hours and film these moose and everything else. But here's the point: these animals have become so accustomed to people.
Mhm.
This year, when I went, and I'm just using Algonquin as an example, when I went there, um, I the volume of people that now go through. And in fact, I have a season's pass in my vehicle. And how
Mhm.
many times now you go and they're like, we're closed out. Like, we're
Wow.
full. We can't let any more people through. So there's a massive amount of people, and you go down the trails and you go everywhere. And a lot of people don't know. They do think the moose is like a kitten. They don't know about the moose that charge
Uh,
cars.
I,
And so,
I
you know,
worked at Provincial Park uh, 25 years ago or something like that.
yeah,
And we get lots of tourists in from, Europe or wherever.
yeah.
And so it was Kildare Park, Kildare
Yes,
Provincial
yes.
Park.
Yeah, I know it.
And we always had issues with trash bears, right?
Yeah,
But the dump was, fair ways away from the
yeah,
park.
yeah.
But anyways, one day a cub came wandering down the path, and all the tourists were like, "Ooh, how cute!" And of course, we're going up to the cub, and it's like, "Oh my God, someone's going to get killed," because of
Yeah.
course the mama
One
bear is
swap.
far away.
Yeah.
Fortunately, nothing happened. I don't know what happened to mama bear, but
Yeah.
it. But yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. People have no idea,
I camped in Algonquin as well. And I was actually I remember this one time I was actually pregnant with Becca.
mm,
And we had 3 weeks that we were there, and we were in a little old woods tent.
mhm.
And I mean, I'm sure the thing was an old canvas thing, and it probably would have rotted right around
Well,
us.
if it was canvas, it was definitely old.
Yeah, yeah, and
I don't
it
think
was
there's
seeing his
been
last
canvas.
days, but it was beautiful, big and
Yeah.
roomy. And
Mm.
anyway, there was the baby cub got loose, and it was about the same size as our dog.
Wow.
And
Yep.
and then the mama bear, it took them 3 weeks to catch her, and
Mm.
she was wreaking havoc on all the sites and the cars, damaging cars, doing all kinds of stuff. And we were there the whole time. They actually caught her the day that we left, and so we kept our things clean and stuff locked up. But it was still a little nerve wracking, even for me that was comfortable being in the country.
Mhm.
But the thing is also now, the garbage dumps. You used to be able to go to any rural garbage dump, and you could sit outside the gates and you could watch the bears
Watch the
doing their
bears.
thing.
Sure. Yep.
Now even garbage is so high tech,
Mm.
that there's not much for them to get into anymore, even in a lot of the rural dumps.
I was
So
going to say, even in rural areas, I'm surprised.
yeah, they don't. They have all kinds of different structures in place now for handling garbage that's different, and there's a lot less of it still, in terms of stuff being recycled out and composted and all of that stuff. So it's a different world even in the garbage dump. And
Hmm.
what it means is that the bears get to then come out where the homes are. So that's why you're seeing a lot more of them as well in the rural areas, in the homes. So anyway, that just gives you an insight into rural area. I still love it. It is great for some, not for everybody. I just like to talk to my clients and say, okay, what is it you're looking for? Why do you want it? And have you considered these things? And we got a little more footwork to do. So
Sure.
Rick, I have to run, but I want us to come back and pick this up very shortly now, and you can tell us about what insurers are looking at in this case.
Okay.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Sharon. Have a good one.